Hey everybody, I hope everyone is doing okay with everything at home. It's kind of crazy to think about a week ago I had posted our regular family time video and I even had another one ready for this week, kind of under the assumption that we were going to be going to school as normal, and then things changed quickly. And that's okay. It's a good thing to be doing the social distancing and trying to do what we can to help and support other people during this difficult time. But I thought we'd talk a little bit about our current situation for our family time this week. First, I will say I know teachers have been scrambling, administrators have been scrambling, trying to get things out to people. I know there's a lot of people who are being affected by this socially and economically, with businesses closing down and things like that. So I want to say thanks to the work everybody's doing, and I hope everybody's getting along okay. For my students, I know this is a difficult time too for a number of reasons, and as we're trying to do some of this online learning, e-learning, distance learning, whatever you want to call it, and I know some of you are balancing, maybe you're working to try and help with things at home, maybe you're helping take care of younger siblings or kids, those sorts of things. So that's great. Those are important things to do. And I know in our state, the online learning is not a requirement. Legally, you're not required to do that. It's non-graded types of activities. But at least keep in mind what we always expect from you. You don't have to do the things that we're sending out to you, technically. But that's kind of always the case. You never really have to do your homework. There's consequences for those, and we know those. That's kind of the thing with life, is you never really have to do these things. For our school, we don't have to get up and lift weights at 6 in the morning year round. You don't have to do your homework. You don't have to give a great effort when nobody's watching you and telling you what you need to be doing. But we also don't have to win. We also don't have to leave school with choices and opportunities to do the things that we want to do instead of the things we have to do. But we have to understand there's a correlation between the two. There's a lot of things in life we don't have to do. But those things give us the opportunity to do the things we want to do. And I want all my students to focus on that. I understand there's a lot going on right now, and there's going to be things that make some of this schoolwork challenging. And we talk about it a lot in sports. It's not my quote, but we talk about a lot. Don't give up the things you want most for the things you want right now. And in this case, maybe it's not even something that you want, but don't let these obstacles keep you from what you want most in the long term. Focus on what's really going to be best for you in the long run. And my expectations are always the same. I expect you to keep improving and growing and learning. I expect you to be disciplined and get something out of this time. This can be an opportunity in a lot of ways. Every challenge can be an opportunity if we decide to frame it that way and get something out of our time. So, I want to talk about our time a little bit right now. What I want from you for our family time this week is, first, tell me something that's been a challenge during this time. I've talked to a lot of you already via email and things like that, and I know there are some challenges. And it's a great opportunity for us to reflect and try to understand how those challenges are impacting us and to try to learn from them. I know I've really been missing teaching and coaching. We're only a week into our distance learning stuff, And it's something that reminds me that I'm really in the right profession. I have little things like that that remind me of that all the time. But this is another one of those things that, wow, I really miss it. I really miss seeing all of you. I miss working with you directly in the art room, in character and leadership class, in the weight room, at track practice. There's so many of those things that are gone, and it really does in some way feel like a part of me is missing a little bit. It's something that I'm very passionate about. It's a purpose. So this is a good reminder that, yeah, I'm definitely in the right profession if I feel that way when it's gone. Take a little time to reflect yourself. What's been challenged? And it doesn't need to be something monumental. There are a lot of people who are struggling with things in a really big way right now, and it's okay. We don't need to feel that, okay, maybe if I'm not dealing with something as bad as someone else, we still need to address the things that have been challenging for us. And to talk about how you're feeling in this time. So that's the first thing I want to know. The second thing I want to know is, what are you going to do with this time? What are some new goals that you can set forward? We talk about goal setting a lot. We talk about it at the beginning of the school year. We talk about it when it's kind of New Year's resolution time, different ways to look at goals. It's kind of our second semester for us. Now's another great opportunity to examine the goals you already have, what you can do during this time to work toward those goals, and what new goals you can set forth. I know I would much rather be back in our regular routine with all of our activities and schoolwork and stuff, but I know my kids and I, we have so much more time just together when we doing our homeschool stuff together, kind of leading them through those things. I'm doing school stuff for all you guys, for my students. But then we're still left with other time we wouldn't normally have because we're not running off to some of our extracurricular activities. It is a little different when you're at home working through your schoolwork and stuff like that. So think about, with this time, how are you going to use it? We talk about time often and how it keeps going by whether we decide to use it or not. So it could be little things. I know I've set up some little things for myself. I'm going to play my guitar more because I'm at home and not going out to do activities and social events and things like that. So I'm going to spend a little more time learning a few songs on the guitar, practicing a little bit more than I normally do. I'm going to spend a little more time reading some books that I've wanted to be hammering through. I'm going to spend a little more time on some writing stuff that I've kind of had mapped out that I want to sit down and really write for an extended period of time now. So think about some of those things. This is a tough situation. It really is. There's no two ways about that. But we can either sort of wallow in that situation and take a step backwards from where we're at, or we can decide to use the time and come out stronger with a little deeper perspective at the end. I hope you're all doing well. I really miss you. Love everybody. Talk to you later.